Welcome to JasonWhiskyWise. My name is Jason. Welcome today to our whiskey review where we're going to look at the Laphroaig QA Cask. Now, this is part of my travel retail series of Laphroaig, and if you have missed any of my Laphroaig videos so far in the series, I'm going to leave them linked here in the top corner so you can go and check them out. Now, the QA Cask is the entry level for Laphroaig's travel retail range, and it's part of a little series of a trio with this one, the PX Cask and the An Cuan Mor. And together they sort of make Laphroaig's travel retail expression. And then just last year they introduced the Four Oak and the 1815 Legacy Edition. And I'll feature all of these here on the channel, so I might leave them linked throughout the video. But I've done a review so far on the Four Oak. So, getting back to the QA Cask, poured ourselves a bit. Getting into it, it's a no-age statement expression from Laphroaig. It's bottled at 40%, and actually the name QA is not quarter cask, as I initially thought when I first saw it, but the name QA stands for Quercus alba, which is also known as American White Oak. And that now leads me into the cask selection. So there's two types of cask which is matured in. First being bourbon barrels for its main maturation, and then finished off in these American White Oak barrels, which are being extra charred, so giving it a different character completely from your sort of standard Laphroaig range. Now, the distillery itself is the Laphroaig Distillery. They are owned by the parent company, Beam Suntory, and they are located on Islay, Scotland. And the actual price point for this bottle over there is £42 in travel retail. I think I saw it last time when I was going through it at 35, so it can have a little price fluctuation in the market. But keep an eye out as it's only available for travel retail. So in terms of exclusivity, yes it is, it's only travel retail. But on occasion, some shops will find a few trickling into the market as it's not really there for travel retail for indefinite. Like I mentioned in the last video, travel retail is normally only for 6 months to a year, exclusivity wise. So let's get straight into the nose on this one. So to begin now on the nose of the QA cask, I gave it a bit of time in the glass to let it breathe a little, and then I started to discover these notes coming through. It's got a very similar nose on this one to the 10-year-old. It's not actually, like you probably mentioned in my video on the Select, which I'll leave over there. The Select was much weaker than the quarter cask and the 10, but this is on par, I'd say, with the 10. Maybe a bit of younger whiskey in this one because it has got a little sharper, spicier edge, almost like a little white pepper coming through on this one. There is that sort of classic tar sort of note mixed in with this earthy character, but there's more coastal, sort of this coastal breeze. And for me, I want to not say coastal breeze so much, but it feels like if any of you have had these crisps called kettle crisps, very crunchy and very good for pairing with whiskey. They're salt and balsamic vinegar flavor. You get this little bit of a sharpness from the vinegar coming through with this sort of iodine note and a little bit of salt coming through. Really just sort of making it very different and much more different from the other Laphroaigs. This is much more saltier on the nose. There is a little aspect on this one as well, like a sort of a sweet vanilla, but it's not so intense. And then there's definitely that burning rubber character coming through at the end. So let's get straight into the palate, Slanger. To begin things off now on the palate for this one, it's straight away, arrival on the palate is quite light in texture. It's probably the lightest Laphroaig in terms of viscosity that I've had so far. You do get this cooling, this tar character, like freshly laid down tar, but then you get this peaty character that's accompanied right behind it as if not giving it any space, and it's almost like a vegetal peat. It's not like your classic, very thick, rich peat that you get with your Laphroaig styles. This is a bit more different, and it almost reminds me of like a Kilchoman peat. Then you get this sort of peppery spice and this sort of like white pepper coming through on the palate, accompanied by a little bit of vanilla, and the whole thing sort of just closes out with a lot of briny character, and it's like literally you've been just sprayed in the face with this sort of sea wash, and it's very salty. It's almost drying the palate too quickly. Let's get to the finish and then we'll come to our conclusion. So now into the actual finish for the whiskey. It's quite short. It actually finishes way too quickly, and like I mentioned on the palate, this salty, briny character is kind of overpowering, and it's just not something that I personally like in my whiskey. So when it comes to my rating, I'm going to give this one here an 84 out of 100. It's got some really nice characters on the nose. The flavor profile on it is not complex. It doesn't have complexity. It doesn't have depth. However, it does offer a very coastal character, and the peat on it is it feels like it's more vegetal peat instead of that sort of, it feels like a farmyard peat, not really so much that classic Laphroaig peat to it. So all in all, not a bad whiskey, but that salty aspect just gets too overpowering for my liking. But let me know if you guys have tried it down below in the comments section, because in terms of value for money at 42, it's not bad at travel retail. However, just for my sort of palate and my sort of taste profile, it's not something that I would recommend. But if you guys do like that sort of flavor profile, by all means, you can decide to pick it up and let me know your thoughts in the comment section as well. But on that note, I'm going to wrap the video at that. If you have enjoyed, drop in a thumbs up, hit the like button. And this has been me, JasonWhiskyWise, and I'll catch you all for the next video. Slàinte.